Flight boss, bitch, you know, for sure. You're not listening to the Mind of an Terry's Moon. I'm the Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And right now, I want to talk about your motherfucking light bodies. That's right, your light bodies, because, you know, the lighter the body, the higher it can go, the higher it can float. So, you know, I want to break down so people can clearly understand how to access their light bodies. So, like I said, y'all look at me. Look, my logo is a star. I'm all about star power. I'm all about star power. Y'all like to call one specific star the sun because of whatever spirit going through that shape and form, that star at the moment. That's what y'all want to call it. But for the most part, I'm telling you this, motherfucker, I'm all about star power. So, your star body is your conscious body. And how you know how that's formulated is knowing about your sun sign. You see what I'm saying? Knowing about your star sign. So knowing what space and what location it was in the day you was born, and knowing what other kind of alignments it have, what other kind of angles it have, what other kind of circumstances and situations, and what kind of condition it was in, what house it was in, that's letting you know what space, you know what I'm saying? That's going to decipher how your consciousness is constructed in this realm. But don't ever forget, that's your light body. So that's a world. If you want to travel to astral realm, see, where you may get things fucked up is because you listen to too much scientists. So you think that traveling to astral realm only has something to do with doing it physically. Physically going into a spaceship. Planets. Physically going into a spaceship. And then physically going to these places and locations and seeing these bodies of lights. But what you need to understand, there are worlds, but the way that you are looking at the aspect of what a world is wrong. See, a world is nothing more but a collective of conscious agreeing upon something. The world is not the land that we're walking on. No, that's not the world. The world is not Earth. The world is not the land that we're walking on. The world is a general concept that a collective conscious agree upon. It's like a general concept that the collective of conscious agree upon. So this is why we even got the words that we can even say a motherfucker living in their own world. Because when you living in your own world, that means you're only agreeing to your own terms and conditions. You're not agreeing or applying with the terms and conditions that the collective conscious is doing. AKA going what seems to be normal, or going what seems to be the regular people going day to day, of what they perceive to be logical up under these lights, and what they perceive to be making sense. So that's what you have to keep in mind. You know what I'm saying? When you step into your star body, your sun, that's your consciousness. So the only way to perceive that world from a third dimensional aspect, you have to perceive it like that's your light body and you're astral traveling. So when you're in that world, it's when you're trying to be consciously aware of things. So think about the sun, and think about your sun, your star, and think about the sun, this star that you up under. When you wake up and the sun is up, you're consciously aware of all this reality and this dream and thing that you're in front of, right? When you awaken yourself and be consciously aware of shit, you start to see shit behind the scenes. You start to be consciously aware of shit that's not even just in front of you, as far as a person, place, or thing, or shape and form. You start to be consciously aware of the shit behind it. So you're utilizing your own sun to filter through the dark, and not let this sun blind you and let it tell you information on what it wants you to think what darkness is. You get what I'm saying? When you take your own light and go into the darkness, you're able to see things that this light was trying to blind you from seeing. So you end up going into the real closet and not letting this light show you like, nah, don't go in that closet. You go into the closet I'm telling you to go into. You see, nah, we can't work like that. We can't work under that vibration frequency. So you got to understand that shit. So for the most part, when we're talking about your light body, as far as your star body, your sun, that one is one of the most important, because your moon, that's the feminine sun. Well, the feminine star, the feminine light, the shape and form you created for yourself. The sun is the masculine one. So the sun was first as far as the energy external realm, all things from non-physical to physical, the light, all things that take shape and form, the physical realm. You could say that the masculine was the first conscious body you created for yourself to be consciously aware of yourself in the external realm. So you could perceive yourself as an individual spirit, which is a soul. But your soul is like connected more with the moon. That actually was first, but that wasn't in this realm of reality first. The masculine version was here first. So your soul, to be an individual spirit, which is the soul, and to travel in the astral realm, that will be your shapeless, formless, smokeless, non-flammable gas. That will be your soul. Your like lights. You need to look. Light is clothing. In my realm, that's how we look at light. Light is something that we use to create. Light is not something that we are. We are the spirit. We're not. And then I got to stop using spirit, because now y'all trying to tie spirit to these things. But, you know, as a spirit, we was no thing, no shape and form. So we don't want to be nothing. We want to experience things. But spirit problems is, which is you are a spirit in a light body. What y'all problem is y'all get lost in the light and y'all get blinded. Then y'all get blinded by other spirits that play the shape and form of a light, and then make y'all think that y'all need to search for the light. And the light is the first mechanism of being led into the wrong direction. You see what I'm saying? Because if you understand the spirit realm, you understand there's truly no direction anyway. There's truly no direction anyway. So it's just where you're traveling. You give the direction. You give the feeling and the expression and the intuition that you're moving forward with whatever you got going. You give the feeling and the emotion and the impression and the impression that you're rising above whatever you're doing. You give the feeling and the emotion and the impression that whatever you're doing, you feel like it's righteous or it's right for you or it's rightfully for you. You give the feeling and the emotion and the impression of something is left field, or you need to oppose something, or you need to, you know what I'm saying, go the opposite way, because that might not be rightfully you in that direction that you was going for in the first place. So you had to do something left field. You know what I'm saying? You give the emotional vibration and a distinction between if you want to be depressed, if you want to feel down, if you want to feel low, if you want to feel underneath, if you always want to be in the world of understanding and never overstanding. That it'll lead you all to the same frequency vibrations, still stressed out shit. So, but for the most part, when you get lost into up, down, left, right on a physical terms, that's when you get lost. You got some type of star, some type of sunlight giving you the direction on what you call left, right, up and down. When really these are just emotional vibrations. You know what I'm saying? These are just frequencies. That's what you need to understand. So when we talking about your conscious bodies, that's how your conscious bodies travel in the astral realm. So it don't travel like looking forward, moving up, looking down, looking right, looking left. It move with the energy signatures. So if you ever want to learn how to move in your dreams, move through the astral realms, there you go. That's the science. You have to do the emotional signatures of these directions. And that's how you move, and then you will start to create it. And then in the astral realm, it would appear that you're moving forward. It would appear that you're moving up, and you create your own direction in your own life. You don't let some external realm create your direction. So when you do go into your dark spiritual realm and astral travel, you need to find a light, aka you need forms of external information or what other people have taught you in order to understand where you're going. And it goes into many levels. Now, your star body, your conscious body is the most important in the external realm. Your moon, which is your subconscious body, your feminine body, that's the most important when we talk about astral traveling. So like I said, when you give too much of your energy and conscious awareness to the sun, this sun, then you're coming back to this realm of reality, because you're putting your conscious into the head. So your spirit don't leave. Your spirit stay in this ring of light. So what do I mean by that? Giving your energy to this sun conscious. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is this. When you start to apply and pay attention to too much of what this sun have created, aka not the energy of money, which is currency, but the physical shape and form of it. The things you have to do to get it. The people, places, and things that you are around. The jobs and the obstacles that you have to go through. The information and the education level that you have learned. Going to school or learning a trade or things of that nature. Marriage, religion, spirituality. When you cling on to all these things that this external realm have taught you, then you lose aspect of where you're going, basically. So your sun is end up being lost into all the lights of the external sun. So you don't end up having you don't end up creating your own imagination, creating your own job, creating your own talents, creating your own creativities, creating your own politics, creating your own government, creating and see, you got religious people that'll look at me and see what I'm saying right now and be like, see, he's Luciferian. He's trying to say he's trying to teach y'all how to be your own gods. See, your whole concept of that a spirit then taught you that and taught you how to argue against that. Well, I'm trying to give you the true nature of that. It's not becoming your own God, it's becoming your own government. So when you become your own government, that get manifested into so many ways in your life. You end up being talented enough to be successful. You end up being a person who come up with new creative things to do at your job. Hell, you end up being a person who end up creating a whole new talent or a whole new job to the point that you got to hire employees. You see what I'm saying? You be the one end up, you see what I'm saying? You be the one who come up with your own religion, come up with your own spirituality. Therefore, when you go to the all, that's what the overall parameter did. It created its own religion, its own parameter. It's showing you how to do things. It's not showing you how to follow. See, your religious text is not showing you how to follow. It's showing you how to do things. I don't know where y'all get lost into it thinking that it's showing you how to follow something. I don't know how y'all got lost into thinking that. Because all y'all religious text Bibles, it's clearly just telling y'all. It's telling y'all. So how did y'all get lost into thinking that it's trying to tell you this is what you're supposed to follow? It's saying follow this because this is leading by example of what you should do. It's not saying follow this, follow up under everybody who know how to do this better than you know how to do this, because that's what's going to end up happening. Whatever religion you into, you're going to end up worshiping your government on your land in some way, shape, or form. You're going to end up respecting the law of the land in some way, shape, or form. And then you're going to end up trying to justify it with some type of logic of why that's acceptable and why that's what your Bible is talking about in the first place. Was no, your Bible is talking about the overall law, the overall government. The concepts that y'all get lost in giving y'all power to lords. So this is why y'all respect law and government. And then when you hear me saying that, y'all don't even know how life would be without these things. So y'all look at me as evil. Like, oh, he's saying that we could just go break the law every day. Oh, he's saying that we could just go do this every day and nothing going to happen. How are we going to live in a system like that? See, you just an asshole being led by dumbass spirits. This is what you need to understand. If we was to all get in our true nature and to understand that, and understand our true spiritual nature, then we will already know what we want and what we don't want, what we need and what we don't need. Therefore, we won't be taking advantage over something because we have a little bit of already what we need. You see what I'm saying? Therefore, we won't be taking advantage over nothing because we'll already have a little bit of what we want. So once we done manifested a life like that amongst each other, we can't do nothing more, nothing less but share. It won't be no bargain and gain system. It won't be, oh, I got this much of this, so if I give you this, you got to give me this. Or it won't be no such thing as stores. At this point, everybody will know how to make Jordans. At this point, everybody will have access and attributes to what everybody else have. At this point, it won't be nothing else to do but share. So at this point, everybody will be in their true spiritual nature because they'll be able to analyze things the way they truly need to analyze. They'll be able to construct if they want to share something or if they don't want to share something. And it won't be no added emotions or thoughts to it because in this world, you won't have to feel that way because you already know that this person already have everything that they need anyway. So if you choose not to share, it won't be no situation like you hold obligated or anything or you hold accountable. Because we're in a world where everybody got everything they need anyway. And it's your choice to share. It's your choice if you want to add. It's your choice if you want to give. You see what I'm saying? That's what religious people don't understand. That where it would get to. It won't get to where y'all lost spirits is teaching y'all where it would happen. Y'all think it'd just be chaos and shit. No. If everybody was in their spiritual nature, everybody would be kind-hearted. And everybody will be negative when the time is to be negative. But here, this is what you need to understand. At that moment in time, we'll all be negative towards one scenario. We won't be negative towards each other. And once we understand how to come together, that's when we'll really be fighting entities. We'll really be going against higher natures. We'll really be seeing dragons and unicorns and fairies and shit. Because y'all gonna see them. Those do exist. They just exist in the 4th, 5th, and 6th dimension. So since you was birthed after the fact, they predated you. So you only got imaginations and thoughts of these things. AKA, they're in your light bodies. They're in your 4th, 5th, and 6th dimensional bodies. So you got imaginations of these things. Yeah, the centaur. We're going through the age of centaur right now. which is a mini age through the age of Aquarius. But we already have done the Aquarius. So that's just a clock or a calendar how we titled it. But we're really traveling through Centaur right now. And we're traveling towards a lot of stars in the Hercules. So we're traveling towards the west right now. We're actually leaving this star. This star is from the S. This star is from the east. Can't spell the west without the ES. That's why I said that. I was listening to stupid shit. But for the most part, yeah. The sun that rises in the east, it's from the east. But we're traveling towards the west. We're going towards Hercules. We're going towards Ophiuchus constellations. We're going towards Lyra. We're going towards higher octaves of Virgo and Libra, which is the scales. We're going towards the west. We're going more toward the dark. So we're getting further and further away from the eastern stars, and how that's playing out in this realm of reality is they're losing power. So think about all the information and consciousness that those lights then brought upon this realm of reality from the east. They brought all those religions. Think about all your books that say something starting from the far east. Men from the east, men from the middle east, men from the far east. Those are star seeds and stars, and then the stars and the constellation, all the motherfuckers together. The humans, the animals, the bugs, all y'all motherfuckers from the east. Y'all all together. Fuck y'all niggas. But nah, I love everybody. But for the most part, yeah. That's Archangel Michael. He brought that shit through the physical form of Aldebaran, that sun star, and it brought all the spiritual warfare shit, and going to war for Lucifer and God and shit. You know what I'm saying? But as a solar system, the being we are in, we're traveling towards the west. We're traveling towards the west. You can even look this shit up. I ain't gotta look it up, but I'm Archangel Uriel. I'm the pilot man. I'm the flight boss of this ship. I'm steering this shit for us. So I know where we going. So you could go do your Googles or whatever like that. I guarantee you, they say that we're mixed and mingled and wrapped up in the Centaur stars, and we're traveling towards Hercules, which is going towards Lyra and motherfucking higher octaves of Libra and Scorpio and the higher octave of Sagittarius. So we starting to get those type of energies and shit like that. And we starting to conversate with boots and all them and shit. And we even leaving that shit. And we're going closer to me, where I'm at. So remember back in 2014 and in 2012 when I was telling y'all, like, the world may not understand now, but it's getting closer and closer to the way I think, to the way my ideas is. So as a solar system, the shit that we in now, we're traveling towards the west. Constellations towards the west. So the eastern stars is losing power. We're getting away from that energy in space. So all their religions, spiritualities, concepts, their Buddhisms, their versions of spirituality, their information, their education is losing power. And you're seeing that every day by all the star seeds that's growing up today. Don't give a fuck about old systems. Don't give a fuck about old morals. Don't give a fuck about old shit. New information, new governmental systems. Shit, Donald Trump the motherfucking president. Look at his fucking credentials. You can't goddamn telling me we ain't motherfucking leaving the motherfucking eastern systems and going towards the west. The eastern systems didn't even taught y'all how even y'all supposed to look at the west. The west ain't even looked at in that way. See, but this is what y'all fail to realize. Before we get there, we have to travel north. So we're going up first. See, that's what y'all don't know. And going up, looking at the ecliptic, when you're looking up at the stars, you're looking at the stomach, you're looking at the stars of the stomach and the sexual organs when you look up in the sky, because we are in the stomach. And since you're not laying down flat on the ground, that's why you are, when you stand up right, the spirit that taught you how to create a body to stand up right is one of the spirits that's why you lost in the first place. That was a lost spirit. So you're standing upright in the being that you are in, and you're lost and confused on how to even perceive the being that you are in. Which you need to understand that the sun is the solar plexus. So your solar plexus was created from your center first. So you created things from your center first. You ain't start creating your Mercury mental bodies and all that shit to after the fact. Your head and all that shit, that came after the fact. This is why the sun is exalted in Aries, which is the head and the face, but it rules Leo, which is the stomach and the solar plexus. So your space. This is why when you see people who got chi, or you watching Dragon Ball Z, or you watching people who do Ardugans and shit like that, they do the root, they do the center chakra first, and they draw all their power from there. That's your first light body, masculine body you created for yourself, your sun. But it travels through you. And it travels along your ecliptic. Your ecliptic is your body, your star systems, your Aries star system, your tissue, brain, face, and all that shit. Your Taurus star system, your neck, blood tissues and veins and all that shit. There, everything is stars. Your chest, which is your Gemini star system constellation. Your heart space, and this, which is your Cancer star system. Your gut and your stomach, your intuition, your passion, your Leo star system. You see what I'm saying? Your nerve and your veins that's getting ready to connect the next half of your body, which is your nervous systems, and that's connecting everything together. What makes you nervous or worry, that's your Virgo star constellation. Then the complete half of your body that's splitting you from your lower animal natures and your higher your higher natures. Is Libra. That's your Libra star constellation, your balance, your scales. Then once you get to your ass crack and your sexual organs, if you a male, you got a dick. If you a female, you got a coochie. You know what I'm saying? That's your Scorpio constellation. Then once you get to your thighs, that's your Sagittarius constellation, your kneecaps, Capricorn constellation, your shins, motherfucking Aquarius constellation, and your fucking feet, your Pisces constellation. So when your sun solar plexus gets from the center, it start creating all your constellations. It came from the Virgo, the nervous system, from some other womb. Then it came into this existence. It created the Leo constellation. So we started with the age of Leo, from the age of Virgo. Then we went to the age of Gemini, age of Cancer. Then we went to the age of Gemini, age of Taurus. Then we went to the Bronze Age, age of Aries, and then now we're here now, age of Pisces, sliding into the age of Aquarius. So what you motherfuckers need to understand is, motherfucker, we need to stop calling fucking zodiacs fucking animals. I don't live in my animal natures no more. I'm an Aries, yeah, but motherfucker, I ain't calling myself no ram no more. I don't ram into things no more. I don't act animalistic no more. I don't act before thinking anymore. I'm my higher octave. I act like the head of something. I act like I got a brain now. I act like I'm consciously aware. I act like I see things now. You see what I'm saying? If you a Taurus, you ain't no fucking bull. You don't act lazy. You don't act lazy unless somebody tempering you and make you run them into the fucking wall. You know what I'm saying? You ain't stuck in stable and stability and foundated. No, you ain't none of that shit. You act like the fucking neck of a being. You got a voice. You can speak your piece. You can speak. You don't gotta hold all that practicality in and make something of it. You can speak that shit. You got a voice. You got volume. That's why you can sing. Ah! Motherfucking Tauruses. Y'all got voices out y'all motherfucking asses. Y'all can utilize that for any fucking thing. Shit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got sarcophagus and shit like that. Y'all chew things. Y'all squeeze things. Y'all make sure things are stabilized and formulated in order to travel through. Because without that stableness and constructionness, it won't be a foundation hard enough place there for food to travel through. So you may not even be able to swallow. So look at that in metaphysics terms. Motherfucker, y'all can help people who live in a life that's tough to swallow. Y'all help stabilize these people. You see what I'm saying? Geminis, y'all with air signs, y'all already higher octave like. Y'all gotta learn more about not coming up with logic or diving too much in y'all animalistic natures, but coming up with excuses for it. So I ain't got nothing to say about the air signs. Y'all already act like shit. But for the most part, yeah, Cancer. You ain't no motherfucking crab. You ain't gotta snap every time. You ain't gotta be in your motherfucking moods because you always in the water and you just slickly come up on the sand from time to time and show somebody your emotions, but you run back and hide again. You ain't gotta do that shit. You the motherfucking heart. Start using your heart, your emotions and feelings and discernment to manifest in your life, not to be wrapped up and absorbed into other people's dumbass manifestations and shit. See what I'm saying? We the animal traits of these shits. We need to fucking, what the fuck? See, I done got lost in the saying that shit. Snap the fuck out of that shit. Snap the fuck out of that shit. We the human traits of this shit. We the real man, woman, like constellations of this shit. See what I'm saying? We ain't the motherfucking animals anymore. We let the animals play out them characteristics. We the higher octave now. We got brain waves, gamma waves, you know what I'm saying, and star waves and alpha waves that we got reasoning, meaning and reasoning now. We better use that shit. Goddamn, I feel good, man. Flight boss, bitch. Goddamn air. Hee hee.